After the previously on or replay of the previous episodes, we suddenly saw Monica Rambeau reforming from dust into human form, which at first sight, I thought were the events after Endgame, where in the background, we also got to hear a conversation between Monica and Captain Marvel from years ago. Let me remind you, Monica is the same girl who was shown in the Captain Marvel movie as the daughter of Captain Marvel's soldier friend, and as soon as Monica realized something, she saw that the patient she had come to the hospital with, let me tell you, that patient probably didn't disintegrate from Thanos' snap, but Monica did, which is why Monica didn't see anyone there, and she somewhat knew that she had been dust for 5 years. Something similar was happening with everyone else in the hospital too, because patients from 5 years ago or their family members had started suddenly returning due to Hulk's snap. Present there was a Dr. Harley, who had operated on Monica's mother 5 years ago. He told Monica that the incident didn't happen a few minutes ago, but 5 years ago, and Monica's mother had already passed away, because at that time, Maria Rambeau i.e., Monica's mother's surgery had been successful. It was a surgery for cancer, but the cancer came back, and 2 years after Monica turned to dust from the snap, her cancer had redeveloped, in which she lost her life, and at this moment, it was very difficult for Monica to comprehend anything, because for her, the situation was that her mother's cancer treatment had just happened, and she woke up after a 5-minute nap to find out that her mother had died 3 years ago. After this, the scene changes with the Marvel intro and a clear view of S.W.O.R.D headquarters is shown, and in the next scene enters Monica Rambeau, who is now working for S.W.O.R.D, or as shown in this scene, she used to work, meaning her card had expired, because she returned after 5 years. And I'm telling you this because this scene makes it clear that the S.W.O.R.D organization in the MCU didn't come into existence because of the events of Endgame or Infinity War, but has existed for quite some time. And from their conversation, we learn that after Thanos' snap, everything had changed. Due to the shortage of people, most functions were shifted from manned missions straight to robots and R-based systems. And the interesting thing is that Monica's mother had the most important role in the formation of S.W.O.R.D. And in these 5 years, S.W.O.R.D had undergone many changes, which might have been a bit difficult for Monica to accept, and he tells her that for some time, there have been reports of people disappearing, for which she will need drones, which 5 years ago came under Monica's command. Monica gives him permission, but then he tells her that now the responsibility for all this is on me. You will only manage terrestrial, meaning grounded missions. This means that from here, Monica was about to become part of the mission to find those missing people for the FBI. In the next scene, Monica has arrived in Westview, and there she meets James E. Woo, whom we have also seen before in the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. The 2 police officers present there tell them that no place called Westview exists. And when Monica asks them if such a place doesn't exist, then which town are you from? And yeah, they were from Eastview. And here, no one outside has any memory of that town, which simply creates the scenario that this isn't a case of missing people, but we're talking about a missing town, meaning the entire city has disappeared, not just from its location, but from government records, and the memories of people outside too. And when Monica said if that's the case, then why don't you go inside the city and investigate? Where he tells her that no one can go inside. On this, Monica says to him, if no one in the outside world remembers Westview, how do you, and how do I know about Westview? This conversation was going on when suddenly the drone that Monica tries to send into Westview suddenly disappears. And moving a little further, Monica also feels a force field present there, and as soon as she touches it, she disappears from there, which explains why in episode 2, when Geraldine suddenly appeared to us in Wanda's reality, she was so confused. And what we found out in episode 3, that Geraldine had no house. The answer is here, that she was not supposed to be there. It's just that when she touched this energy field here, she got trapped in Wanda's reality. After this, a scene is shown 24 hours later, where in this van, we also get to see Darcy Lewis, who was also seen in the Thor and Thor: The Dark World movie, and all the people present in that van were from different fields, like Darcy, astrophysicist, and the other 3. Nuclear biology, artificial intelligence, and chemical engineer, about whom no one cares. Well, them being from different fields signified that S.W.O.R.D had no idea what they were dealing with. Meaning, were they facing a robotic intelligence villain, or some kind of aliens? They had no idea. And after this, we get to see S.W.O.R.D's response base, which they had prepared within 24 hours of Monica's disappearance. And here outside we can see How all the drones, as soon as they enter a certain radius, keep disappearing, and as soon as they start their work, Darcy found huge traces of cosmic microwave background radiations, i.e. CMBR, I won't say the full name every time, in huge amounts, which for now might only be within a small radius, but they could also spread very quickly, and using these radiations, Darcy converted those signals into TV signals, which were used in old-era TV sets. Meaning, whatever was happening inside that force field, they could now monitor it like a TV show. Because this was the only method left for them. Because whenever they tried to send drones inside, the drones would disappear and stop sending signals. And in the next scene, these people are seen trying to enter Westview using the sewers. And here we also got our answer about who that man shown at the end of episode 2 was. And they were going underground because the force fields weren't present there. Despite using all kinds of technology, no department of S.W.O.R.D could provide a useful visual to the head of the mission present there. Darcy hadn't yet told everyone about her television program idea. Just then, a sound comes from Darcy's TV, of the scenes from episode 1 featuring Wanda and Vision, where they were discussing the mark date on the calendar, where Darcy says, although things have been very weird on this planet for the last few years, but Vision died completely, right? He didn't disappear because of the snap. He had a proper death. Anyway, talking about the footage, which they were getting on that TV, they didn't know anything at that moment. Whether all this was recorded, or if all this was happening in real time inside Westview, they only knew that they had gotten high readings of CMBR, which are the same atomic radiations that are considered as old as the Big Bang, which are also used in TV broadcasting. And that's why Darcy got a TV and broadcast those frequencies on this TV. And here, this show connects with episode 1, where a S.W.O.R.D agent is seen watching this show at the end. And yeah, as I told you earlier, it was Darcy, and with the help of that TV footage, they had identified 2 people who were missing, meaning Wanda and Vision. And as different characters kept appearing in Wanda's alternate reality show, the S.W.O.R.D agents kept verifying their identities. And gradually, they had identified quite a few people, and along with that, they kept writing down some questions too, like, are all these events happening in real time? Is Vision alive? And many more such questions. And while doing this, Darcy spotted in the show Monica Rambeau, who, inside this show, was playing the role of Geraldine, who obviously remembered nothing about the real world. They had no idea what was really going on. Was it an alternative reality, a social experiment, or some mind manipulation? But as Darcy had said, it's a 1950s sitcom. That's all they knew about. And after this, Darcy says to him that if we follow the TV show broadcasting frequency, then we can directly talk to Wanda with the help of radios present there. And they wait until that time, when Wanda is near the radio. And as soon as she comes near that radio, Jimmy Woo starts asking, Wanda, who is doing this to you? And his voice is heard in Wanda's reality show, confirming that whatever is happening there in Wanda's reality is happening alongside real-time events. And when that interference happened, the scene changed immediately, as if nothing happened. Look, like this. That scene will come here in the next scene. That agent is seen going into Westview through the underground way, where as soon as he comes in contact with that force field, the rope he was tied with breaks, and along with that agent, S.W.O.R.D's contact is also lost. And then that S.W.O.R.D agent appears in Wanda's reality. And what happened with this? The scene shifts without showing it to the S.W.O.R.D base, where after the 1950s and 1960s, now Wanda's reality was broadcasting in the style of 1970s shows. And here, while watching the show, comes that scene, where Monica Rambeau takes Ultron's name. And this thing was also unique, because for the first time in Wanda's reality, we got to see a reference to the real reality. And here comes that scene, where Wanda threw Monica out of her reality. But that broadcast didn't show anything like that, and something like this happened. That scene where Wanda throws Monica out anyway, when they see that Monica has been thrown out of her fake reality, then we are actually shown what had happened there, where it clearly revealed that Wanda is the one who has created this reality, where she wants to build her own proper neighborhood and live a peaceful life, where no one knows about her past life traumas. But since Monica knew about Ultron, she threw her out, saying that you are neither my friend nor my neighbor. You don't even belong here. And bam! She's out of there. Anyway, Wanda herself didn't realize what she had just done, and seeing the broken walls, she fixed them, and she returned to her children, which connects to the scene from episode 3, where Vision had asked where Geraldine was. Then, after saying that Geraldine has returned home, Wanda turns back and sees this face of Vision. And damn, that was scary, because no one expected to see this suddenly. Anyway, that was also only happening in Wanda's mind. So in the next scene, Vision is shown normal again. When Vision asks her, "Wanda, is everything okay?" She says, "I have everything under control, yeah sure you do." In the next scene, S.W.O.R.D agents are seen checking Monica, where Monica tells them that Wanda is doing all this. And here, finally, with this scene of Vision and Wanda, this episode ends. And absolutely, what to expect from the next episode? We don't know what to expect because bro, anything can happen. Well, quite a lot is happening. I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye.